Right, guys, in this video, I'm going to be doing some live Amazon FBA product research. And if you're wondering, why the hell should I listen to this guy? Well, we do over $3 million a year in revenue with our 2 Amazon brands. And we also have a community where we teach people how to launch their own brands on Amazon. If you're interested in that sort of thing, check out the video description where there's a link for you to apply to our community. But let's get into it. So today I'm going to be using a tool called Keepa. Now, you might recognize this tool if you have done online arbitrage or wholesale. But if you're a private label seller, then you probably haven't seen anybody using this to do product research. But the reason that I love this tool is because it has one feature that I find pretty much no other Amazon tools have. And that feature is you can find products that are consumable or save and subscribe. So if I search for sub, you can come down and you can tick this box. And this means that it's only going to show you products that have the subscribe and save option. Now, the reason why that is very, very interesting and very, very valuable, in my opinion, is that I want to be selling consumable products. I want to be selling products that customers can subscribe to because it does a few things. It makes your marketing easier because you can spend more money to acquire a customer, whether that's on Amazon or it's externally on Shopify and things like that, because you can get an LTV, you can get a lifetime value from that customer. If you sell products that are one-time purchase where somebody buys them and then they never come back to your brand, then you only get the value from that one sale. But if you've got a subscription product like a skincare product or a pet food product or I don't know, anything that people use on a daily basis, that's insanely valuable to you as a brand. That's the direction we're taking with our brands now. And that's the direction that a lot of our community members are taking. And that there's so many advantages to it. And this is one of the best ways for you to be able to find these products. So when you come to Keepa, you want to come to the data tab at the top. I don't have an affiliate code for Keepa. I just really like the tool, but it's not that expensive. And there's a few different things that you need to select, right? So the first one is the sales rank. So if you're not familiar with the sales rank, it's essentially the best seller rank on Amazon. The lower the number, the more the products that you're looking at sell. So I want to look at stuff from 2,000 all the way up to 50,000. You're going to have to play around with this, right? Because this is going to fire out sort of different things. But this is a good sort of rough range to be able to find products that are probably in this like $20,000 up to $150,000, perhaps a bit more monthly mark. Then you've got to look at the root category. So you can pick different categories. Maybe you could look at health and household or home and kitchen, grocery stuff. I've seen a lot of people launching, grocery type brands, peanut butter brands, just weird brands, pasta brands. There's somebody in our community that sells pasta and absolutely kills it, which is a bit of a weird one, I have to admit, but it works. So you can choose which category you want. Beauty and personal care, you're going to find a ton of skincare stuff. Baby products, you're going to find a ton of stuff there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at pet supplies. We've got a pet brand. I really like the pet space because it's just growing, getting bigger and bigger. And I think there's always new ways that you can create new brands and new products and do things to really stand out. So for me, it's one of those niches that I think is going to be evergreen and always very interesting. So variations, we've got to come down here and click show only one variation per product. We don't want to see tons and tons of variations. So what that's going to do is going to show us down here how many products match our filters, right? So we've got nearly 15,000 products to look at. So we're going to click on find products. So as I go through, I'm just going to kind of explain out loud what it is that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to show you how I would dive deeper and how I would do the research. And hopefully you can watch this and do this back. And if you're looking at launching your own brand, hopefully it's going to give you, a lot of ideas. So this is going to pull up all of these individual products. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm looking for, I want to find a niche that is growing steadily year on year. I don't want to find these new niches that are just going nuts. They're going viral and everybody's looking at launching those products. That's great if you've got some way of driving tons of external traffic. If you're a master of short form content and you can create, viral TikToks and stuff like that, which a lot of people are learning to do. We've got a community now where we teach people how to do that. But if you're not at that skill level, my advice would be to find something that has got nice year-on-year growth, that you can come in with a beautiful looking brand and a really quality product and go from there, right? So I'm going to be looking at random stuff. So I'm going to just pull up some random stuff like this. This looks like some sort of chew for dogs. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to be pretty competitive, right? A lot of the pet stuff is really competitive, but a lot of these brands are only really selling on Amazon. They're just Amazon sellers. Now, if you want to succeed in 2025 and beyond, I believe you've got to go a bit further than that. And that's where this starts to get exciting, because if you learn all these other aspects of e-commerce, like Facebook advertising and, Snapchat advertising, all of these different platforms, TikTok, that allows you to have your products on Amazon, but drive all of this external traffic. And that's what we're teaching within our community. That's what our students are doing, and that's what we're doing with our own brands. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one. What's this catnip sort of product? So basically, I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to be looking at all of these weird and wonderful products. And I want to see stuff that's growing year on year. And then I want to see that there's room for me to come in with something slightly different, improve maybe the packaging, improve the formula of the product, and drive traffic externally, because we do the meta advertising, all that type of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm not sure why this one has come. I wonder if this is actually a consumable product. I guess it is, right? Because I guess this is one that cats sort of like, they attack it and then they destroy it, and then you've got to buy it again. So this comes with catnip. So this one is quite interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. The price point on this is pretty ridiculously low, right? Which seems a little bit odd. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a scratch snuggle. I'm going to see what keywords it ranks for. So this is kind of the next stage. Once you find a product that you think is worthy of exploring a little bit more, the best way to proceed from there is to click on keywords. Now, if you don't have this box, it's because you've not got Helium 10. So Helium 10 is super, super useful for analyzing the keywords that a product ranks for, right? So up here, I've got the Chrome extension installed. If you don't have this, we've got I think a 25% discount code in the video description. But what it basically does is it allows you to see all of the keywords that this product is ranking for. So when I say ranking, that means the products that the keywords that this product appears for on the front page of Amazon. Because when you search, obviously you search a keyword like cat scratch post or whatever, a ton of products come up, right? So here's what we can see, right? We can see cat bed cardboard. And what we want to see is we want to see the search volume. We want to see what the main sort of keywords are. Round cat scratcher, cat puzzle toy. It looks like it ranks for, where does it rank? So you can see here, organic rank 2. Okay, so it does it well. So let's look at the highest volume ones and let's see where. So cat scratcher, this ranks number 9. So it's not ranking at the top for that. I imagine when we look at this is going to be those like posts, which I'm not massively interested in, based on the fact that I want to sell something that's consumable, that people reuse. But if you think about this from the perspective of building out a cat brand, you could build a ton of products. This could be one of the products that you sell, and then you could also sell cat litter or cat food or cat treats, things that people buy every month. There's a cat backpack. So this is a big D2C brand called Your Cat Backpack, yourcatbackpack.com. I've seen this before. I've looked at it before in a couple of videos. So these guys sell all of this stuff. But one thing that I think these guys are kind of missing is I would love to see them launch some type of consumable product, because these guys, I think, are getting a lot of traffic. They're getting monthly visits, 106,000 visits every single month. So that's a lot of traffic, and they're driving that traffic probably from Google AdWords and from Meta and stuff like that. You can see it's mostly in the US, but they basically just sell all of these, types of cat backpacks. But for me, I would love to see them add in some consumable stuff. So that's the kind of thing that you can sort of look out for. So let's see what the main keyword for this is, because I don't think this is. So a cardboard cat scratcher, that looks like it might be the most relevant kind of keyword. And let's see if that's going up. All right, so this is kind of peaked in 2022 and it's kind of flattened out, right? So this is not a huge red flag, but ideally what I would want to see is this kind of continuing at the same pace, because this looks to me like if I launch one of these products, it's probably not going to keep increasing in demand. It's probably just going to be quite flat. Now, I want to be launching into a niche that I know is going to be, or I can sort of confidently assume is going to, be growing 25, 30 or 40% year on year, because you want to be going into a niche that's getting bigger and bigger. But let's just have a look out of curiosity. So I want to take a look at, what was it? Cardboard cat scratcher. Because I want to know, are these things that people are buying over and over? Are they something that's consumable? I assume that they are, right? Because I assume the cat eventually just destroys this, and because of that, you need to kind of replace it, right? So I wonder how often people replace them. So this is one key thing when you're looking at consumable products, right? You really need to understand how often are people buying these products, because if this is a product that people are buying, maybe they purchase one of these every 2 months, then that's great, because that means annually they're going to buy this 6 times. So if they buy this from you and they really enjoy it, and the cat loves it, they might buy these for the next 5 years. All they've got to do is click on the subscribe button, which this particular product for some reason doesn't have. But then they can come back to your brand over and over. So I think this is actually quite an interesting looking product. Like it's a really boring product, but I would look further into this, and I would want to know, are people subscribing to these types of products? How long do they last? So, is this lasting 6 months? Is it lasting 12 months? Because if it's lasting 12 months, I'm not that interested in it, because I want to sell things that people come back to, because this is the direction that I would then look at taking. And I would be looking at catnip, because I would want to be selling the consumable product that people use over and over. Now, look how many of these people are selling. 20,000 plus of these bought every single month. So this is obviously quite a big niche. So let's have a look, and let's have a look at catnip, and let's have a look if there's any room in here for us to do something different. All right, so this is an interesting looking niche. So you can start to see here, if I was looking to start a new brand, I'm starting to see all of the different types of products that I can sell, all the different types of cat products. I would then be thinking, what type of brand name can I use to really stand out? What type of like visual branding could I use? Because I don't think any of these brands look particularly impressive. None of them really stand out. Even this one, which has got 35,000 reviews, this has only got, this is pretty basic sort of branding. It's got a great name, Cat Crack Catnip, which is a great name. But look, this is packaged in the USA, product of Canada. So it's made in Canada. So these guys are doing 12,000 units of this every single month. I don't think the branding is that good. Like, I mean, it's okay. Like the name is great, but the actual packaging and this looks like some sort of cheap 3D render. But why I think this is such an interesting niche is because this is the perfect product to advertise externally. This is the perfect product to advertise externally. Now, what I would need to check again is I want to check, how often do people buy catnip? Is this something that they use every single day? I don't know whether it's a treat that, cat owners sort of just give to their cats maybe once a week. But what you can see with these types of products is where the bundling opportunities are come into play, right? So you can sell a much bigger sort of tub of it like this. Like this would be great if you can sell a big tub, a big $60 tub. This then really opens up the opportunity to not only sell on Amazon, but also sell off of Amazon. So one thing that I like to do that's a little bit different at this point is I like to come to the Meta ad library, right? So Meta ad library. So within the Meta ad library, you can search for different types of products. You can search for different companies, and you can see what type of ads people and companies are running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search catnip, and I'm going to kind of see what comes up, because I want to know, are there any big brands on on Shopify doing D2C, doing TikTok and all that type of stuff that are advertising for catnip? Now, did I spell it right? So catnip is catnip. Or is it one word? Catnip. Because having found this, it ticks a few boxes. It's a consumable product. It's something that I would be confident that we could advertise off of Amazon to drive that traffic to Amazon. I know that we could create a really cool brand. We could make a really cool looking brand with a really cool brand name, creating a cat brand in general. There's so many products. There's products that are one-time purchase. There's products that are consumable. There's treats. There's stuff for their fur. There's supplements. There's so many products that you can launch under a cat brand that if you do that in the right way, you could create a very valuable brand, right? The one thing that I didn't check is the sort of search demand. Like, is this a niche that's growing? Are more people looking for catnip? or is it something, that's just sort of fading out? Now, this is an interesting one. Catnip spray. Let's see, is this going up in demand? All right, so this is kind of what I'm looking for, right? This has got nice, healthy year-on-year demand. So you can see at the moment, we were peaking at about 10,000 searches. But if you look back in, 2019, we was only at like 3,500, kind of peaking at maybe, 4,000. So it's definitely growing slightly year on year, which is a good thing. And this is also a super useful part of Helium 10, right? Because it pulls up all of these related keywords. And this is just giving me a ton more information because you can now start to see all of these other niches within this main niche, right? You can see catnip balls, you can see catnip toys, catnip banana, catnip spray, so catnip seeds. So it looks like there's tons of sub niches within this broader niche, right? Which is this is one of my favorite parts of Helium 10, and which is one of the main reasons that I use it. So I'm gonna look at catnip spray, and then I'm going to go back to the ad library and see what I can see. So again, this is kind of what you find in these niches, right? You find a lot of these sort of old school looking brands that are not really doing anything different. It looks like these guys. This is a really cool looking brand. Look at that Smoky Stash, catnip spray. Is Yeah, that's interesting. I thought maybe that was like in Smoky Stash sounds like it's a like some sort of stoner brand. But this what you can see. You can see it's all, most of it is kind of a little bit boring. It's not super sort of high quality. But these are like they're the top sort of sellers in this niche. What are these doing? It's a $10 product. But again, how often are people using this? It doesn't matter that it's a $10 product if people are using one of these, every 2 weeks. So it really depends how often people are buying these, right? And what the sort of like repurchase rate is. So it's 100% organic. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to see, what people are kind of searching, right? So we can come down and we can have a look. A gift that makes your cat crazy, endless fun. Your cat will be fascinated with 100% natural. So let's have a look. So loved by over 1 million cats. So then what you can do is you can click on learn more and it'll take you to the actual page that from this brand or this product, right? So what is this? Mighty Chew. Tired of buying toys that break almost instantly. Okay, so Mighty Chew looks like it's okay. So this is like chew toys for gun. But this is what happens, right? When you look off of Amazon, when you start your research on Amazon, and then you look at the meta ad library, you start to look, on other platforms, you're going to get more ideas for more holistic brand ideas. You're going to see one thing, and then that's going to take you down the route of something else. So obviously, this is sort of this is looks like some sort of chew toy brand, but for some reason, it's like they also sell these like catnip products, which is interesting. These catnip toys, all of this. So one thing that you can do is you can also get this, which is called Similar Web. Monthly visits, 1,200 visits. Not getting that many visits, right? So this is not a brand that's like absolutely killing it by the looks of it, right? Let's have a look at these filters. I want to make sure it's in English. I'm sure you can, yeah, English. Let's have a look. We only want to see stuff in English. Don't really want to be seeing anything else. So let's have a look. Let's see what else is coming up. Oh, and it's going to start doing this. It started doing this last time, guys, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm not logged in apparently, so I'm just gonna jump back over to Amazon. But you can use the Meta ad library. There's also spy tools, so like Facebook ad spy tools. You can get some of these. You can get this one's a good one, Minea. There's a bunch of these ad spire. That basically what they do is they allow you to kind of. It's a bit of a sexy interface than just using this, right? So they allow you to kind of search for products and brands and see what the advertising is. But you need to tie these things together. You need to tie in what you see on Amazon with what you see off of Amazon, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across the TikTok and I want to see what we've got going on TikTok. We can also use tools like Kalo data. So you could come across the Kalo data and you could see, what's happening on TikTok shop with catnip products and see what the biggest brands are doing there. So let's have a look. So catnip. Let's see if we've got any videos going viral. So what I would be looking to see. So here we go. This is that brand. This is the brand that we looked at earlier. 278,000 likes. So this must have got millions of views, right? This cheeky little cat. See if he goes mental. I'm not really sure what catnip is. Is it just healthy for them? Like, what's the actual point of it? So this shows you why this type of product though is so good for external advertising, right? Because you can make these really funny videos. So if you've got a cat, right, and you're interested in starting your own brand, this is part of the reason why I believe launching products that you can promote yourself is such a smart way to do it, because you can create your own videos. You could launch your own version of this catnip, and then you could promote your own products by learning how to create these viral videos, and it doesn't cost you any money. You can do it in your spare time, and it's a great skill to learn. So yeah, you can see that there's a lot of videos here doing really well. Even growing catnip, smart kitty, 127,000. So there's a lot of videos, because this type of product is perfect for that. So this is definitely a niche that I would dive further into. What I would do is I would find out where these products are being made. But what I like about it is that there's multiple things that you can do here. You can do these balls, you could do these treats, you can just do the powder. Maybe there's a better way to do this powder. Let's have a look at this one. So this is 4,000 bought in the last 30 days. Again, look at this. This is an old school brand. They might have a bunch of branded search. Maybe this is quite a well known brand that's in cat stores, in retail stores and stuff like that. But this is made in the USA. Look at this one image, and it's doing $50,000 a month. Let's have a look at the keywords again, see if it's got any branded search. So then, what you can do if you want to try and find a supplier for products like this is you can come across to ThomasNet. Now, ThomasNet is essentially like the US version of Alibaba, right? So you can come across here and you can type in catnip, because there is going to be suppliers. There's 8 suppliers. You can definitely get this from China as well, and I probably wouldn't imagine it. Most people caring that or even knowing that it's from China. So custom manufacturer, private label, liquid catnip supplements, Mitterrand's minerals, so Yellow Emperor. So let's have a look. So what you need to do is you can click on the website here. Where it's a bit different than Alibaba is on Alibaba, you generally message them through Alibaba. You message the suppliers through Alibaba. But ThomasNet, you just come on and you're just contacting them usually through their website. So this looks like they do private label liquid formulas. They do it all. And this is why, we source most of our products now in the US. We've got suppliers like this that make them within the US. If it's liquid, it can help. So this looks like they only do liquid stuff. Or maybe, so when we looked at that, what was it? Catnip spray, I think it was. That's probably the type of product that you can source from these guys. So I actually think this is a really good find. And what I would do from here is I would dive a little bit deeper. I would start to look at the individual trends for catnip, right? I would start to look at catnip spray, catnip balls. I would look at all the different types of products that you might be able to do. And I would decide, is this niche big enough to justify having a brand just around catnip? Or would you need to go broader? But the good thing here is you could launch a product like this, right? You could have a product like this and you could bundle this with some consumable products. So you could sell this plus a bunch of catnip products, and then you could drive external traffic from meta adverts, from viral TikTok videos, and all of that awareness. All of those adverts are going to drive people to your Amazon store. They're going to search for you on Amazon, but they're also going to buy on your Shopify site, right? So you might be able to sell a pack where you get this plus you get some catnip for free, and then they've got to subscribe, and then they receive that catnip every single month. Now, again, I don't know how often do you use catnip, right? So I don't know if this is something every day. When you add catnip to your cat routine, it's best using small amounts. Okay, so you don't want to be using it too much. It's recommended to use it once or twice a week, right? So this could be a bit of a red flag. Just a few times a week. Okay, so I mean, I don't know, but I would want to know how often people are using it, right? But the ideal situation is that you sell catnip, and maybe you sell it on a monthly basis where every month they get a bottle, they get something else. And that's where you start building real value in a brand. But the beauty of brands in these spaces is you can give them so much personality. If you're a little bit creative, you can come up with really creative brand names, really creative product packaging. I mean, look at this. This is a pretty standard, boring looking brand. Like, it doesn't look anything special. And these guys are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. And all they do is literally just drive traffic from meta ads to their store. Where was this one? I actually think I had a free trial for this. Let me log in and I will show you, because this is a really good tool, because the meta ad library is being a little bit annoying. So let's have a look at ads. And let's see. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can just find it like this. No results. Your cat. So let's just do cat backpack. Accept. There we go. So look, we've got your cat backpack. So this is the one that I just showed to you. And you can see the type of content that these guys are making, right? It's not like crazy, super expensive, high budget content. Look, it's very simple static ads. It's very simple videos. So if you've got cats and you've got a passion for cats and you want to start a brand, this could be an angle that you go down. You find, what are people currently selling and what can I bring that's slightly different, right? And I'm not a huge fan of these types of products. I mean, I don't know the margins and stuff that these guys have. I actually probably think it's quite good, because I know these are 165 euros. And if we go to Alibaba, you can probably find these for like $10, maybe $15. Let's have a look. Cat backpack. And we can probably find that exact one, or very, very close, for pretty damn cheap. So let's have a look. What did they... So if they got any like this, it wasn't really like that, was it? Was it like that? So it had this little window on the front. Now this one is probably, I think this one might be a custom made one. I don't know, but even if it is a custom made one, it's not difficult to get one of these made custom. But as I said at the beginning of the video, I would be, if I was these guys, I would be looking at bringing some consumable, some repeat purchase type stuff in here, right? So it looks like this is their style. It's got that window on the front. But this is 125 bucks, guys. Now look at this. These are like $5 to $10. And I know it's not exactly the same product. They might have a pattern on that design, but these are very, very similar. You could get something very similar made, and then you could, there you go. This is very similar. Look, right. That's $8. Now, obviously, with your shipping and your taxes and everything else, it's not going to come to $8. That's going to come to maximum, I would say, $20. I reckon they're probably landing these. They're probably landing these in the US for less than $20, and they're selling it for 6x what they land it for. So what their strategy is they've got all of these Facebook ads that you can see using one of these tools. They've got tons and tons of ads. It drives all of that traffic to their Shopify site, and they're also on Amazon. So my cat backpack, whatever it was it my cat backpack? My travel cat backpack, whatever. And there's tons of, so you can see these are so much cheaper on Amazon. And that's one of the differences between selling on your own website versus selling on Amazon. If you just sell on Amazon, you're kind of at the mercy of all of these other people that are going to be selling for way, way cheaper. So I think this is the brand here, but you can see this is side by side. Oh, it's the same brand there. So you can see they're 125 bucks on Amazon, but these guys are not actually that bothered about Amazon, I don't think. These guys are doing the majority of their sales through their own website. But for sure, I would be adding in some simple subscription products to this, definitely. All right, guys, I think I'm coming up to like half an hour now. I'm going to leave this one there, but this is how you can see how to do keyword research using a tool like Keepa, where you're looking through, you're finding all of these different products. I'm a huge fan of the consumable products. I'm a huge fan of niches that you can make really fun and you can make brands that really stand out. I'm a huge fan of products that people use often, that they buy every single month, and they use them ideally on a daily basis. I'm a huge fan of building out your own Shopify store and then running meta ads to that store, because then you're going to get the branded search on Amazon. You can also launch products like this. Ideally, you want to be selling your products for at least 4 or 5x at least what you're buying them for, which this looks like these guys are doing this. Like these guys, they're not going to be paying more than $20 to land this product. and they're selling them for $120, $130. So their margin is going to be really good. If they bring out other products, they're gonna be getting people coming back. They've got a community. Back and harness training. They've got articles. They've got all of this. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building real brands. I think they're missing out on not having a consumable, a snack type thing. You can come to ThomasNet. You can find suppliers for stuff like this, or you can use Alibaba. And yeah, that's it. That's it for this one. Live product research using Keepa. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. I know it's a little bit of a different video than a lot of like Helium 10 standard videos and stuff like that. There's so many products in here. I could keep going for another 2 hours. A muscle builder. All right, let's have a look at this one actually. So this is super fun. Look at this like branding. So Power Tabs muscle gain. That is crazy. Look at that. That's really cool sort of branding, isn't it? You can see this is obviously targeting owners of these bulldogs, which are dogs that absolutely terrify me. But this is a really good example of going very, very niche, right? Going very, very niche. They're not just selling to all dogs, right? Even though it says for all breeds and all ages, it looks like they're going after this, American bulldog owner. Let's have a look at the store. But this just shows you using Keepa how you can find so many. And these guys must be killing it. They got the dog food, they got the treats, they got the different sizes. This is such a cool brand. Look at that. Very, very cool. Love that. High calorie food for muscle growth. It's probably crap as well. Probably really, really crap because I've got a dog myself and I know this type of food sucks. This is AI. But this is what happens, right? When you start to look at brands and niches overall, instead of just looking on Helium 10 at individual products and what can I get it for on Alibaba, start to think a little bit outside the box. Think about niches, think about bigger brands, think about meta advertising, have a look at TikTok, look at Instagram ads, and it's going to give you this holistic picture of e-commerce. And the e-commerce world is just booming. Every single time I sit down and do these videos, I find interesting opportunities. And honestly, I wish I had more time in the day to invest in some of these brand ideas because I find so many through doing this. And I'm always sharing these ideas within our community. Within our community, we've got a channel where I constantly share ideas like this. So I'm giving people inspiration within the community. And we've got a lot of people building a lot of cool stuff. Honestly, like, Amazon FBA and e-commerce is absolutely booming. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And as long as you know what you're doing with these little intricate parts of building brands, with the branding, with the packaging design, with the marketing, with the external marketing, with launching them on Amazon, there's genuinely never been a better time. Like, is it the easiest time? Probably not. But in terms of scalability and in terms of demand and size of markets, it's never been easier in that sense if you know what you're doing. Let me know what you think of these types of videos. I'll try and do one of these a week at least because I enjoy doing them. And I think hopefully they give you guys some ideas. Not just the ideas. I'm not just spoon feeding you the ideas, but I'm also hopefully giving you the tools that you need to do your research properly so that you can come up with brand ideas like this and the catnip idea. And I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, no pun intended. All right, but I'll see you in the next one. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Take it easy.